Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. When it comes to the Ivy League schools, I believe we all admire them very much. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, these top institutions at the pinnacle of American education, and their elite graduates have long enjoyed a great reputation in people's minds. They seem to be born as the chosen ones, with a bright future lying ahead. However, William Deresiewicz, a veteran professor at Yale University, presents a completely different perspective in his best-selling book, Excellent Sheep. These prestigious school students may look glorious on the surface, but inside they are lost, even becoming excellent sheep. First of all, students at these Ivy League schools actually have many problems. First, they are very fragile mentally with a lot of negative emotions. A survey by the American Psychological Association shows that nearly half of college students feel hopeless about life, and nearly one-third of students' daily lives are affected by depressive moods. These elites are used to putting all their energy into pursuing success, at the expense of or even sacrificing their own mental health. They dare not show weakness and can only choose medication to combat pressure. Second, these elites are extremely afraid of failure. A Yale student once admitted that their career criteria are to choose the safest path to ensure they will not fail. These students need a sense of security. They dare not try new things because any failure will shake their self-confidence. Third, elite students generally lack independent thinking skills. On the one hand, parents strictly plan their children's life paths, so they cannot establish independent personalities. On the other hand, utilitarianism prevails on campus, and students have no way to learn independent thinking at all. Fourth, these elites are too utilitarian with thoughts dominated by fame and gain. Under the influence of the university, they believe that going to college is ultimately to enter high-end industries such as Wall Street, politics, or consulting. Acquiring wealth and status becomes the only goal after graduation. In short, these seemingly outstanding elites are actually lost inside, driven by external expectations, just like a group of excellent sheep. Well, what kind of talents should college education cultivate? First, colleges must teach students the ability to think independently. Critical thinking and independent analytical skills are what colleges should impart the most. Through close teacher-student interactions and repeated practice, teachers can guide students to become people who can and dare to think. Second, colleges should help students understand themselves and find their life goals. College is not simply a career training ground, but the starting point for students to find the meaning of life. Recognizing self-worth and establishing life ideals is the unshirkable responsibility of colleges. Third, colleges also need to nurture students to become citizens with a sense of social responsibility. Focus on the temperament of thinkers, encourage students to think critically and serve society, rather than just cultivate the so-called leadership. Finally, what measures should we take to improve current elite education? First, famous schools should vigorously promote liberal arts education and use small class teaching models to allow more exchanges and interactions between teachers and students. This will help students get inspirations in an all-round way. Second, reform the existing enrollment and admission system, increase the proportion of students from low and middle-income families. This can prevent elite education from being out of touch with social reality. Third, focus on teaching investment, and enable more top-notch teachers to enter ordinary colleges and universities, rather than only serving a few top institutions. In this way, students from different backgrounds can have access to quality educational resources. In summary, we need to re-examine American elite education and enable universities to return to their duty of talent cultivation, paying attention to the authentic growth of students. If you are also interested in American education, it is recommended to purchase and read William Deresiewicz's Excellent Sheep. The book provides us with valuable reflections and is also greatly beneficial. Thank you for watching. See you next time.